Over the last 3 weeks, we've seen silver spot price skyrocketing from just around $20 an ounce to now over $24 per ounce. This is a 20% rise. So my question is, are we going to see this trend continue, or will we see it reverse? Of those two options, I think one is much more likely, and that's what I want to talk about in this video. So let's do it. Buy your gold and silver online from SD Bullion. New customers get gold or silver at spot by visiting sdbullion.com/new. Thank you so much for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it. We got to talk about why silver spot price is going up to understand where it's going to go from here. Obviously, the catalyst that sort of kicked off this trend was when we saw those bank failures in early March. Lots of people started flocking to the precious metal space, and we've seen silver price go up pretty consistently since then. We are headed towards $25 an ounce. It could be just around the corner. Now, silver spot price rose today because the jobless claims are actually going up. This article says U.S. weekly jobless claims rise by 7,000 to 198,000. Gold price climbs. Obviously, silver price is up today as well. So basically, this is looking like we are headed more into a recession, but there is some more data coming out tomorrow, which will be key in deciding where silver goes from here. If we take a look at another article, I want to read this highlighted part here at the bottom. The U.S. data point of the week is Friday's personal consumption and expenditures, or PCE data, that will provide fresh clues on inflation and whether the U.S. economy is headed toward recession. It's been said the PCE data is a favorite gauge of inflation for the Federal Reserve. So if this data that comes out tomorrow looks really poor, if it looks like, oh no, we are headed more towards a recession, this is going to be explosive for precious metals. However, if the data is looking really good, maybe we're not going into a recession, then we might see a pullback in silver and gold price tomorrow. So keep an eye on this data. I'm sure we'll know sometime tomorrow morning. If we move over to the FedWatch tool and look at the target rate probabilities for the May 3rd FOMC meeting, we can see that currently they are predicting a pivot and no more rate hikes. Look at this, 53.5% chance that the Fed does not do another rate hike at the next meeting. Obviously, the current target rate is 475 to 500 basis points, and we can see right here, they're predicting no rate hike. 46.5% chance that there is only a 25 basis point rate hike. So I'm expecting when that data, the PCE data, comes out tomorrow, that's going to affect this probability chart here. And if the data is looking like we're headed towards a recession, they're probably going to lean more towards no rate hike, which is, again, super bullish for precious metals. But if it looks like we're not really heading in toward a recession, then we're probably going to see this percentage rise over here, and it will be more likely that they will do a rate hike at the next meeting. However, there are so many things that could happen between now and May that are going to affect this chart here. I would definitely keep an eye on it. And obviously, if we don't see a rate hike, I mean, silver could really start taking off at that point. People start flooding into the precious metal space once the Fed pivots. And then if they start cutting rates, oh my goodness, it could be to the moon, baby. Yesterday, I posted a poll on my YouTube channel. Thanks to everyone who voted, over 4,000 people. The question was, where does silver end the year? 9% of you thought it would be under $20 an ounce. 24% of you, $20 to $25 an ounce. 34%, the majority of you, think silver is going to be $25 to $30 an ounce. 12% are saying 30 to 35, and 20% are saying over $35 an ounce. So most of you think the price of silver is going to go up between now and the end of the year, and I certainly agree with that. Now, before we start talking about silver going to new all-time highs and stuff like that, I want to bring you back down to earth, bring you back back down to reality, right? We don't know what's going to happen with the price of silver. It seems like the Fed is going to pivot at some point, and obviously when that happens, that's going to be really weakening for the US dollar, and when we see the dollar going down, we see gold and silver move up. Now, typically, silver moves a lot faster than gold, right? So if we go to the gold-silver ratio, we can see just over the last month, the GSR is coming down, and this is proof that silver is moving up faster than gold right now. If we look at gold, we can see gold has gone up from around $1,800 an ounce to $1,980. So we're knocking on $2,000 an ounce. But even though gold moved up, $170 or whatever this was, silver moving up $4 was a much bigger jump. And then obviously, as I pointed out, we can see that based on the gold-silver ratio coming down, because this is showing us how many ounces of silver it takes to buy 1 ounce of gold. If we're just looking at spot price, with the GSR coming down today about 1%, that's saying, again, silver's moving up faster than gold. Typically what happens is when we get a big run up like this, 20% rise, it sort of levels off. And I'm kind of expecting that to happen. Now, we might see a dip, as I pointed out, tomorrow, if that data is looking pretty promising, perhaps no recession. If we go back to the CME Group FedWatch tool, if we see the probability for a 25 basis point rate hike move up tomorrow, then I'm expecting gold and silver price to move down. So this chart is pretty easy to find. Just go to cmegroup.com and click, called the FedWatch tool. And so you can look at this tomorrow and mark my words, if this goes above 50%, I'm expecting gold and silver price to go down. Now, if this moves even lower, if the chance for a pivot increases, I'm expecting gold and silver price to go up. So that's what I'm looking at for tomorrow to kind of predict where gold and silver are going to move. If the Fed pivots, that's weakening for the dollar, good for precious metals. So once you kind of understand how all of this stuff works, you can kind of see, where the price is going to go in the near term. But moving long term, right, over 6 months, over a year, where a precious metal price is going, I think they're certainly going higher, and a lot of you agree with me on that based on the poll. As I wrap up the video, I want to clarify a few things. Earlier, I talked about the US going into a recession and how that's going to be bullish for precious metals. What I meant to say was going deeper into a recession, because I believe we already are in one. Also, I don't have a crystal ball. I cannot accurately predict what silver is going to do tomorrow, next week, or at any time for that matter. But all I can do is look at the tools we have and make my best guess. So that's what I'm doing. I think that we are going to see silver probably start to level off in the summer. Maybe we'll see a pullback. Maybe we'll see a dip, which would be a blessing, because then we could buy even more silver for our dollars, right? It's great to buy the dip, but certainly I do still think that towards the end of the year, especially if the Fed starts cutting rates, we're going to see gold and silver explode. So now is a great time to be buying physical precious metals. I'm really happy that I own them. There's so much craziness going on right now. I can sleep safe at night knowing that my wealth is protected. So anyway, we're going to end the video there. I'm curious your thoughts on silver price. Where's it going to go from here? Feel free to put a comment down below in the comment section. I want to say massive thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Silver Dragons out.